Okay, guys, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I think sound is working. We're going to assume that sound is working and everything's good to go, because I'm pretty sure that it is. Just switching my shoes on and onward to go feeding everyone. So, just got to get my gloves on. That's what I'm doing right now. Actually, I do need to pop in. I'm going to double check just to make sure that, since no one's here to tell me, I'm going to pop in just to make a final sure. I've got one extra stream running, so I can always make sure I can hear sound. So we'll make sure that sound is coming through. Perfect, it is. So we are good to go. Another lovely day here on the farm. We're going to let me get this swapped here. What's up, Terry? So we're gonna go check the temperature, see what's happening outside today, and all that kind of good stuff. So right now the temperature is 20 degrees. Oh, actually no, it's about 30 degrees, or about negative 1°C. So not too bad. Not too bad. Let's peek up here at the sky. A very gray, just a general gray sky day. So kind of boring. So, but chillier than it normally is. But I'm not complaining. Not complaining one bit, because it could be, for this time of year being still February, it could be worse. We could have had an ice storm. We could have had lots of stuff, and we don't. So fabulous. Let me make this up. So let's see, where are we going to start today? Let's start in the bunny barn today, as we continue on with our lovely conversations. Are we at 5? I don't know. We'll find out. If we walk in the bunny barn, it cuts out. Okay, so I guess what the main thing is, you guys want to know why I mentioned the don't be afraid. So you're going to see a lot, especially if you're in the truther or in the doomer community, the prepper community. You're going to hear all of this crazy, let's be scared, the end of the world, blah, blah, blah crap. So I'm going to start off real simple. Make it real simple for you guys. Whatever you see on TV, it's a lie. So, now what aspects of the lie? I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't break down what levels of it is a lie. But there's lying there. And in that lying is there to scare you. Because by you being scared, you are going to make sillier decisions. You're going to buy more. You're going to do things that you wouldn't normally do. So what I suggest is be alert. So, are prices going to go up with things? Absolutely. That is the goal. But does that mean that you need to be making crazy drastic decisions? So normally, you guys know that I tell you to go out and buy things and get things prepped. At this particular point, my only real advice in this scenario right now is to just say, just be smart. Like, don't go hoarding anything. Don't go crazy. Don't panic too much. And expect that some prices are going to go up. So, and prepare for those. So if there's things that you really like, and you can buy them now at a lower price because the price hasn't risen yet, then yeah, buy those things that you like. But what you should be focusing on right now is real assets, is stuff that's going to make your life more enjoyable, more better, easier. So, you know, grow some crops, get some animals. So all that kind of good stuff. Just don't panic. Just chill. We're not in a panic stage. If we reach that particular point, I will So, well, you know, Terry, I want to tell you guys that's a really good thing. A lot of people don't realize this, but if you have a problem and you need to eat Viagra, what you can do instead is eat watermelon rinds. So, in watermelon rinds has very similar to the same chemical makeup as what they put into Viagra. And so if you happen to need that medical service, watermelon rinds will help you through that. So, no, Yam, I don't think I would say that all my friends, I think just all my friends are crazy, or at least they hang out with me, so they're crazy enough that they can deal with me. So you might be asking, Doc, what do you honestly think about everything that's going on? And some of you, I mean, half of you guys that are in here right now regularly follow my Discord, which, by the way, !Discord, if you want to join the Discord and join in on our daily conversations. There's usually a bunch of people in there, and we're having a ripe old good time of talking about a little bit everything under the sun and lots of craziness like that. But you might want to know, maybe you don't follow me on there and you're just like, what's my opinion? And my opinion is something strange going on, but mostly it's theater to get the rest of the world scared, nervous. You know, they know how to play the preppers, they know how to play the doomers, and they know how to trick the truthers. So that's what they're doing. So Mark's giving links of non-vet because he's not a doctor. So anyways, I can't condemn or condone or whatever the other word is to mean that you should support any of that stuff. So all I'm telling you is watermelon rinds, because they won't hurt you. So that is my advice. At least I didn't leave the container here again, so we're going to head back over this way. So it's my opinion. It's all just crazy, a crazy circus. Watch what you want. It's very good entertaining. They are doing something. So don't mistaken me saying that this is an auto hoax and that nothing's going on. Something is going on. I don't know what it is, but it's not what they're making it out to be. Or at least it's not what they're making it out to be, as in the way they're making it out to be. So just be forewarned. Don't panic. I'm anti-war. I've always been anti-war. I will always be anti-war. So fundamentally, I see no reason to go in and, you know, do anything like that. So, but again, I don't know. I want you guys to watch the footage closely. You're going to notice I don't think as much is happening as you think it is. So either way, my fundamental advice, going back all the way back to what I was just saying, my fundamental advice is get a few things that you want. Don't panic. Don't fret. It's going to be okay. It's not the beginning of World War III. Not yet, at least. It's not any of the scary things that the people on TV and our friends on the internet want us to believe. You know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not condemning any of the people that are, you know, all up in arms about what's going on. It is, you know, it is interesting. It's worth paying attention to. But, you know, look at it this way, guys. When's the last time that you've just had people preach like real, genuine, run-of-the-mill good hope that things are going to be okay? Part of the reason folks don't do that is because, let's be honest, hope's kind of boring. Like, as a doomer, as a prepper, because I consider myself a doomer. I always look at the doom situation first. But as a doomer, as a prepper, as someone that looks at all of the stuff, as someone, who has a plan for shit hits the fan, there is a fantasy part of me that would be like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if all of this really did happen and all the craziness went down? That being said, I am kind of lazy. I don't really want the shit to hit the fan and go down. I kind of like hanging out with my friends on the internet. I kind of like putzing around on my farm and just doing what I want to do. I kind of like doing live streams. I like having the internet. I like having this beautiful way of life that I have. I like being able to talk to my friends. I like knowing that my friends have food in their bellies and, their kids are getting quality, good educations or ish. Hard ish to that education ish. I like all that. And so I don't really want the shit to hit the fan, but there is, there's that little thrill, that little secret part there that are just like, maybe it's finally the time. I mean, not with this scenario, definitely not. For all of my spidey senses that I felt with all the other stuff with, Y2K and 9/11 and 2012 and the great snow day of COVID and I don't know, Afghanistan, Iraq, all the other stuff. This just feels meh, is the best way to put it. It's just not even that exciting. So, thanks, Yam. So it's, I don't know, it's hard to even talk about it. It's kind of so blah. I'm far more genuinely concerned about, hantavirus or some of the other stuff that could be going around. And I want to talk about something. I mentioned it last night to some of my friends again on the channels, on the Discord. You're gonna hear a lot of the folks. Yes, Terry, we need to complain to CNN that their programming is boring. More explosions, more fires, more dumpster fires. Anyways, I was on there and I was explaining. I don't know who I was talking to. I might have been talking to Yam. I might have been talking to my sister. I was talking to somebody, regardless who I was talking to. I was saying that you're going to hear a lot of people talk about how they're going to turn off the internet and they're going to turn off the power and scary stuff like that. The thing is, if they really want to control us, if they honestly want to control us and they want their power, and the New World Order is real and doing what they need to do, they're not going to turn off our power. They're not going to turn off our electric. And it was Yam I was talking to, so this is how I know. This is how I know they're not going to do it. Okay, if they turn off the power today, then guess what? No one's going to be able to spread around the propaganda, and they're going to spread around the news and all that kind of stuff. They're just not going to be able to do that. So what that means is, in my community, I can be just as powerful as the elite. Okay, sorry, my headphones turned off. I can be just as powerful as the elite. I can spread the information. I can be the bearer of all the news and spreader of, all the information. And they don't want that. They don't want someone like me, someone that can spread real information, that can spread real news. They don't want me to have as much power as they do. And by getting rid of the way that they propagandize to us through the internet and through the TV, they would lose that. Now, what they could do, I can see them in particular areas like picking a city. If you hear me slamming, this won't shut. They might pick a city, and in that particular city, they might turn off the power of the internet for an extended period of time, because in that extended period of time, they could, they could trick enough people into being afraid and scaring us in that direction. Which again, don't think they'll do. So I think that it's something that we need to not be worrying about. I think that most of you guys should be worrying about like growing some food. Most of you guys should be worried about doing something cool with your life, like enjoying the heck out of the current life you're living. There's got to be something that you want to be doing. It's got to be something you want to be doing. I'm not sure what that you might want to be doing is, but there's something, hanging out with your family, playing video games, learning a skill, playing a guitar, just doing something fun, or doing something that you're going to learn about, or doing something that's going to educate yourself with, or being around family members, because they're not all going to be here forever. So that's what we should be doing. It's just keeping a positive mindset. So stress. So a lot of you, my goal is right now, my first goal is to live to be 122. What that is, that's all the way to the year 2100. So it might sound crazy to some of you, but that is my goal. And when I say that 122, I say 122 with a high quality of life as well. And, I'm lucky enough I have the genetics that I think I can pull that off. Where's the bucket? I'm trying to get my bucket. I have the genetics to be able to pull it off. So the next step is things that I have to do. So I have to eat well. I have to pay attention to my diet. I might have to do some biohacks. But the key that I'm learning with most of everybody is you have to keep your stress level intact. And you need to not be so worried and panicked about things that are outside of your control. Just kind of be chill and happy with the way things are going. You don't want too many toys to overstimulate yourself so you're bored. But you also want to have enough that you're excited about what you're doing. And that's the thing is, just something so it's enjoyable. When's the last time, I'll ask most of you guys this, when's the last time that you've just enjoyed the hell out of a day? So, where you just had a genuine good day. That maybe you've planned, or maybe you didn't plan, but it was just a good day, You had a good meal, you hung out with some people that you wanted, or you did just what you wanted to do, and you didn't worry about all the crazy, silly stresses. And you just, enjoyed it. So I regularly try to sculpt my day into being as enjoyable as possible. Now, again, I'm feeding the chickens now. I've got some other chores I have to do later. But in general, I just take those chores and I say, here's what's got to get done. Here's what I need to do. Trying to find enjoyable. I tailor particular parts of the day. Like some days I'll go for walks. Other days me and Lisa will do something. I'll play video. Like Friday nights, I play video games with my sister, Lisa, my nephew, and Lisa's brother. And we play video games for a couple hours every Friday night. Why? Because it's family time. We're teaching our nephew that family time is very important. And it's just genuinely fun. It's just a genuinely good time to sit around and joke, with my family. And I try to do that, I also try to do that I also try to do that with some of my friends. Like I like to well, we keep talking about this Discord, or you see, you keep seeing all these inside jokes from Terry and Mark and Yam, and that's because we have a really good Discord community where we hang out and, things happen. Sometimes, it gets a little heated, but that's fun. And but we all come from stressful lives, and sometimes you can't get away from, the rat race you're currently in. Sometimes you're deeper into the game right now than you need to be, and it's hard to get out of this game. You're trapped in the beast system that they've kind of put you in. Uh, Especially for those people that are trapped in that beast system, especially for you guys that you just feel like you don't know what to do next. That is where you start needing to figure out like what you're gonna do to be happy, to make life a little bit better. You know, Again, and don't judge yourself on what it is. Don't say, you know what, Doc, you know, I like playing video games, but video games are, made by the beast. The thing is, do the video games lower your stress level? Do they make you happy? Um, and that's what I'm saying is where we need to start, is we need to be focusing on stuff like that. Stuff that makes you happy. Stuff that, keeps you a little chill. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it's not video games. Maybe you're just, I'm going to read a couple really good books. Maybe that's what you want to do. Cool. Maybe you want to learn something. Maybe it's time to learn something. Maybe it's time to take some classes somewhere. So I use Udemy, or Udemy. I take some online classes on there. Some people use Coursera. I like taking online classes. So, and so like sometimes I'll do stuff on there. Like I've got a variety of different classes I'm going to be going through in the spring. I'm going to be taking an herbal class on there because I want to freshen up some of my herbal skills, because while I do know quite a bit about a lot of stuff, I think it's a good idea to just from time to time to just go through and refresh your knowledge and refresh your head so that you know things a little bit better. So I'll be doing some of that. I really need to be focusing on, playing some more of my violin. When the weather gets better, I'll be setting up my disc golf course and be playing some more disc golf. Again, I'm not saying to the point where you don't, you do this to the detriment of the rest of your life, where, all you do is, focus on your hobbies and play silly games. But, I have you guys know the mantra, hard work never killed anyone, but why take the chance? Me and Mark were talking about this the other day, is I genuinely don't like the concept of work, and I try to make everything I do a form of play. So, like, I don't view feeding the chickens, or feeding my rabbits, or working on the farm, I don't view this as work. I know that sounds weird because I just said working on the farm. It's just the easy term to refer to. It's just an easy term to say so that people understand, but I enjoy this. I look forward to it. So, maybe there's aspects of it I don't like as much, but in general, with very few days, I only, I love this. I made this lifestyle choice for a reason, and I like all aspects of it. And so I'm going to, enjoy the heck out of all the aspects of it that I like. So I'm going to put you guys here for just a second because it's a little bit more exciting to see what I'm doing from at least foot level. So let's go back and let's say you're just like, okay, Doc, that's all great and all, but I really do think the shit's gonna hit the fan, and I haven't prepped like you. I don't have the confidence that everything will be okay. What should I do? And start making a plan. Write it down. A written plan down. A good written plan down of if XYZ happens, what you're going to do. Where you're going to go. What family members you're going to take. what you need. You'll be surprised when you have something figured out on every step of the way on how to deal with XYZ. Things aren't as scary as they might seem to be, and it's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with I don't have the issue with anything wrong with being afraid. Just understand that being afraid does make you sometimes can make poor decisions. So you want to limit the amount of time that you're afraid, and you want to try to optimize the time that you are prepared and have ideas in mind of cool things that you want to do. So maybe you've always been thinking about raising some animals. I don't care what situation you're in, you can find something to raise. You could raise quail, you could raise chickens if you have enough, you could raise rabbits, goats, horses, cows, heck, even just do some tilapia fish in a fish tank and such like that. Maybe you've thought about, what, I think it'd be cool to grow some stuff. Okay, but you're just like, but Doc, I don't have the room. Yeah, you do. You do. Trust me. You have a windowsill somewhere. Even if all you do is put one tomato plant in there and you grow some tomato plants and you grow something. Heck, I don't even care. Like, let's say you live in a state where recreational marijuana is legal. Okay, then try your hand at that. Try to take some seeds left over and try to grow that. As long as it's legal in your area, that's worth a shot too. What's it costing you? You're probably getting the seed. You probably have a seed or two sitting around. Try it like that. It's like, okay, but and maybe you're just like, okay, all that's hunky dory, but Doc, I'm really not interested in any of that. Okay, how about sewing? Can you sew? Have you thought about sewing? Have you thought about like fixing a hole in your pants? Have you thought about making yourself your own shirt? And if you've not thought about it, why not? There's got to be something that you want to do that is a skill that'll help you be just a smidget more sustainable than you currently are. And again, I'm not telling anybody to just jump into it and go off the deep end. Like the mantra just said. A good skill's cooking. Maybe all you know how to do right now is make macaroni and cheese. Okay. So make really awesome macaroni and cheese. Or jump and hang out with us. We've been watching Townsend, and if you're not familiar with Townsend, he's a really cool 18th century reenactor on the internet. But he's been showing how to do 18th century cooking. And I like to point out to my friends that say they can't cook, dude, if they could figure out how to cook in the 18th century without all the cool technology that we have today that makes cooking super easier. I mean, dude, in the video we were watching, they were making boiled pies. Like, yeah, literally, like, because, not everyone had access to a stove, but almost everybody had access to a pot to boil water. Showing you how to make boiled, meat pies or fruit pies or stuff like that. Go that route. If there's things, maybe you're saying, okay, Doc, that's great. That's hunky-dory, but are you going to show me how to do these kind of stuff? And I'll be like, sure. If you need help, if you guys want me to help teach you how to do some stuff, we'll talk about it. We'll do some videos. You can go back and look a couple videos back. I showed you guys how to do seed starting soil. I'm going to try to once a month. I'd like to do it twice a month, but I'm being realistic. I'm lazy. So let's just say once a month I'm going to try to have at least one educational video. And that educational video will show up on Rumble. It'll show up on Odyssey. It'll show up on YouTube. Show up on BitChute. I have all of those. It's either X Dr. Firefly or Mavis Manor. That's the easiest way to find me on all of those. And those videos will show up there, and we'll have them. We'll live stream them. We'll do some questions and answers. Like soon, in a couple probably about 4 or 5 weeks from now, I'll be able to get back into bees. And so we'll go back in and we'll go hardcore talking about bees again. One, because I love bees. Just love them. One of my favorite things to raise. But two, it's just, I just want to show you guys that a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, it's not as complicated, it's not as hard, it's not as scary. It just means you got to do it. So, and I'm challenging myself this too. I'm going to work on, I've been wanting to do a hydroponic system, an aquaponic system for a while. And so, like, I'm not always good at doing things, like, unless I have somebody. Some stuff is hard for me to learn. I'd rather do it with people that know what they're doing around me. But if not, I'm not too worried. I'm just going to figure it out. Miss Sylvia says hi, everyone. So, so we're going to get that figured out. We're going to do some, I'm going to try to get together some aquaponic stuff, and we're going to do some aquaponic building. But there's other things you need to know, like later when I get my fruit trees this year, we're going to do some fruit tree trimming. We'll do some pruning of the fruit trees. We'll be doing some optimum ways to plant things, and then I'll show you guys the scratch tests so we can check the trees that we've planted last year and in the past and see how well they're doing, and making sure that they're doing as well as they need to do. Now, you guys know, I mean, if you guys ever have questions about chickens, like, I think enough of you have watched the streams that you know. I try to talk about chickens all the time, so I don't know, it might get boring. It might be boring to some of you. That's just corn. No idea where Lisa left the scooper. We haven't got synced onto Page yet to be able to know where all the scoopers are. I need to make a scooper spot so that it hangs out there, and so I always have it in the same spot to make things easier for when we work together on our projects. So also, if me and Lisa do end up building, we want to build another chicken coop this year. So we're going to do it with the greenhouse style, like the Handy Run. If we end up getting all the supplies, because that's, the one thing about projects is I do have to spend a lot of time on money management, because that is the one thing with running a farm. You do need to be very good at managing your bills. But if it does look like it falls in our budget, that we will be building a new chicken coop. We will be doing that. Why are you saying, well, why are you building a chicken coop? Because we do plan on adding some more big chickens into our mix this year. So we haven't added big chickens for a very long time. And so we're probably going to add some more big chickens. Why big chickens? Big chickens they give you big eggs. And while I love our Bantams, we did focus on setting up the yard. Hey, thanks for the follow. We did focus on setting up the yard so that that in the future we would be able to let most of our larger chickens free range, and voila, it's the future. And so it's time to get those chickens and to start breeding them. So why I like free ranging, so I can't free range most of my Bantams, just because Bantams are smaller chickens and they're a little bit more vulnerable where we live to the aerial prey and the such like that. But the big chickens, we have allowed enough trees to grow up now in our yard. We have enough brush. I've got some nice fencing in with some water buffet, some pond buffers. And we also have enough chickens and ducks, like larger ducks. Balance should be good. That I should lose very few to natural predators. And that is, as a steward of animals, I want to lose the least number of animals from predators as possible. So we're going to move over this way. That's right here. So most of the time we want all of our animals to make it to the ripe old age of whatever their life expectancy is, as healthy, happy life as possible, providing us all the wonderful eggs and fertilizer and companionship and everything that they can offer us. That is always my goal with everything that we do. So I don't eat any of my animals. Some of you don't. Some of you might not know that. That being said, I am not someone that is against eating animals. That's just not something that I participate in here. So, so a few more guys over here, and then we've got, then I get to go through and give everybody water. Might be wondering where Lisa is. So Lisa is, got another headache today, so that in turn means the chores fall on me when Lisa has a headache. That's the ebb and flow. That's what's good about having a teammate. That's why it's good to have two people on your team working together to do things, because if one person is not feeling well, the other person can pick up the slack and such. So yeah, again, you're absolutely right. That's why I like to have as much cover. I like to have as much variety of cover as possible. So the way my yard used to just be, when I first moved here 15 years ago, my entire backyard was a hayfield. And so out the course of the last 17 years, I've put in a pond and all the trees. I think in the roughly half acre that I have all the animals on right now, I think right now there is about 70 trees that I've planted over the course of the time that I've been doing this. So I would like you guys as the streamer watching opinions. Anybody that's watching, how do you like this? What's your opinion? What's your opinion on the chat bar here? How do you like it compared to some of the other chat bars that I've had in the past? I'm playing around looking for better chat bars, looking for the chat bars that I think I'm gonna like and not like for the variety of stuff that we do. So a feedback on the chat bar would be wonderful. So we're just filling up water right now. That's what you guys can hear. Always interested. I always have to go back and re-listen to the stream and re-watch the stream to see how different the audio is compared to what I'm hearing and what I think I'm hearing to what's actually occurring. Always interesting, always intriguing to me. Great. Yeah, the one thing I did learn is wearing the headphones. You guys can then hear me better, especially when I'm when I'm walking away. Plus, I'm so used to wearing, I probably wear headphones for hours on end now, like most of the time in my life. So, you know, I'm so very used to wearing headphones. I'll switch the view in just a second, guys. I'm just trying to finish up the last little bit of watering, so then I can switch over to the bunny feeding. I was looking for different fun places to put the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Not all the angles are as fun as the other angles. It's getting a little dark in here right now, so I'm going to take off the glasses and put them there. So, yeah, I like the, going back to the blue, I like the blue as well. I think I like the blue as well. It's a little harder for me to quick glance read, but in general, I think it works fairly well. I can at least see when it pops up from a distance. Fairly good. So to you guys out there in internet land, what do you guys think that needs to be things that we talk about? Because I don't want to be, I think it's boring to be like everyone else and just preach about the same crap over and over and over again. So oh, by the way, Lisa is back. She's still making hats. The Etsy channel is not up again yet. It's still currently down because we don't have enough hats and such to put on there. But we will be doing some more hats for those that might be interested in all of our fun hats. By popular demand, also because it's funny as hell. I am almost finished. I'm almost finished with my OnlyFans page. Yes, you heard me right. An OnlyFans page. It's more of a joke OnlyFans page, so. How will I react? Oh yeah, how will the normies react? That is interesting. Yeah, that will be interesting. But going back, what I was saying is, yes, I do, I have a kind of, it's almost finished, but I have a fun, it will be more of a joke, funny OnlyFans page. So anybody that wants to, no nudity, no nudity. Don't think you're gonna get, not into that. But for fun, other fun things, we'll talk about that in the future when I get that all up into place. But kind of playing on the game of a dirty farmer. So, you know, with the word dirty actually meaning, you know, muddy, dirty, and such like that. Not in any other derogatory way. So something just a little fun, trying to spice things up, make things interesting in the world. So, okay, let's see. Give me a second, guys. I need to think. Everybody. Those guys. I knew I forgot somebody that needed a little bit of, somebody needed 1 scoop of food. So those guys need 1 scoop of food, and these other guys over here need just a smidget of water, and then we will be moving on to our final thing today, and that is going to be the handy run. And then we'll go for a quick little jolt up to what I've been working on at the market garden, show you guys the gardening thing, so you guys can be up to date with what I'm doing up there as well. So Um, the no, Bitcoin is not going to zero. Bitcoin will probably never go to zero. And the reason you might ask why Bitcoin might never go to zero is because there will always be a few people running in the node, or everything that's been going on with El Salvador. And if you guys are not familiar with what's going on with El Salvador is basing part of their currency on that. They're basing part of their currency on Bitcoin instead of the dollar. And so once they start mining Bitcoin, they will have a reason to keep mining it. So it will not go to zero. It will not go to zero because of that reason alone. So now, will it go down? Yes. Will it go up? Yes. Bitcoin is something that you need to pay a lot of attention to if you're going to invest in. That's something that you need to know. You need to understand. Now, I'm a day trader, so I play the game a slightly different than an investor. So I'm playing the coins. I want them to go up and down. I want volatility, as crazy volatility as possible. So, and the more volatility it has, the more up and down it goes. The more I can buy and sell. The more I can buy and sell, the more I can make. The more I can make, the more I can add back to my farm, because that is what I do. I take most of my crypto and I put it towards so so I take that and such like that. So if you are going to buy in, let me add something else. If you're going to buy into that some people are going to say things like, "Oh, but what if they turn off the electric?" If they turn off the electric, your credit card's not going to work. And that means that the big banks are also not going to be able to take the money from you. And the government wants you to pay taxes, and the government wants you to buy stuff. And so turning off power does not benefit them at all. So if there's no power, there's no credit card. If there's no credit card, there's no money. If there's no money, there's no taxes. If there's no taxes, there's no war. If there's no war, there's no governments. So, yeah. It's just a simple going through the line. Personally, some of you want to know, if you're going to long-term invest and you want a long-term of crypto, my advice is Monero. Monero is non-hackable, it's non-traceable, it's dark money, and the government doesn't like dark money, but there will always be a black market. I don't care where you live, I don't care what you think, there will always be something that the government says you're not allowed to buy that people will want to buy. And as long as there's a black market, there'll be a way that people want to spend money always be a way that people want to spend money in the black market. So for that fact alone, it's a good investment. Or at least that's what I'm using as my long-term. The very few things that I hold for a long-term investment. So I don't know if some of you know why. Part of the other reason is, if you're going to invest in money and you're going to invest in something, you want to know what its end goal is. So my end goal is I invest in crypto so I can support my farm. I support my farm because my farm makes me food. My farm gives me the ability to teach other people how to do the things I want to do. And my farm is my level of enjoyment in the world. So I love being outside. I love being with animals. I love teaching. Those are things that I love. And so my farm fills all those voids, fills all of those gaps. And so if you're going to invest in something, what do you invest in? You invest in your future. Investment is to make your future life easier. Well, if I'm investing in crypto, and then that crypto means that my farm is getting better, and my farm is creating more food, and I'm living every year living a better version of my life, then I should be taking that investment and investing it in where my life's better. Because tomorrow's never promised. Crazy shit can happen. And so that being said, you don't want to invest in something silly. You're not seeing me say I'm investing crypto, in a Bugatti or, a fast motorcycle. I'm talking about investing it in, the guineas right back there, because the guineas are fun. They're going to provide me stuff. They're also going to provide me eggs. They're going to provide me future guineas, maybe. So it's just knowing what to properly take that investment in. So people say, yes, but I need it for retirement. Okay. So I've told people when I moved here, I moved to southern West Virginia when I was 25. So I moved here to start a bed and breakfast and restore the 1897 house that I live in. I made the decision then that I was retiring. So with the idea that I might have to work after retirement, but I was retiring at 25. And so I retired at 25, and by retiring, you always understand that the money going out, you're going to have to be smarter with it. You're going to have to make good decisions, and not that your quality of life is not going to go down. You don't want the quality of life to go down, but you have to be, by living in a retirement mindset, you have to be better at money management. You have to be better at money. By saving money, you're making money. So if you don't pay interest, then that money, you're not spending any more money. The money's costing you exactly what it's costing you. But if you buy something and it's costing you interest, then that money is working against you. You want your money working for you, not against you. And so anyways, I retired at 25. So I retired on next to nothing. How much might I have in my savings? $600. So I put a lot of effort into what I'm doing. So and there's other things behind the scenes that aren't just as simple as what they sound, but yes, a lot of things fell to line, a lot of pieces fell into play. That's the reason I was able to do what I'm doing, and that's why I'm still able to do what I'm doing. Do I work odd jobs here and there? Absolutely. But I will never, my career now is being the director of the nonprofit. This is my career. This is what I'm doing, what I hope for the rest of my life. All 79 years of it left. All 79 more years of it until I decide to, extend it past 122. For at least the next 79 years, this is what I will be doing. So, maybe after I'm 122, I'll decide, maybe some cool technology will happen. I'll decide I want to move on to that, or, Anyways, regardless. Let's go. You guys want to go see. You guys want to hear me stop rambling, and you want to actually go see the stuff in the garden. So let's head on over that way. So we can go. But anyway, so the goal, guys, is I don't care how old you are or how young you are. Neither of those is important. What you need to be doing now is you need to be making all the steps. We'll go see the rabbits in just a second, yeah. We need to be doing you guys need to all be doing the steps on leading to retiring. And retiring soon, not like waiting till you're old and decrepit and can't do anything with your life, but figuring out ways to start retiring now. Start figuring out ways to reduce the bills that you have coming out. Figuring out ways to play the system. And I'm talking play the system. I'm not talking, necessarily doing the right thing, but doing the thing that makes you win. So, okay, let me spin this around. Far more exciting walk. This direction, beautiful hayfield. One of the big projects we're going to be doing later this year, and I'll probably videotape some of it, but we will see, is I have to fix my baler. So that's going to be an interesting game to get my baler up and working so that I will be able to do for the first year in 17 years. I will be able to pull my own hay off of this field instead of having to work out a deal or hire someone to do it. So very excited. So I'm working on the path. So right now I'm focusing on leveling off some of the humps so that the path becomes a nice easy walk. So okay. Oh, let me cover this tree back up. So I'm protecting these trees from deer, because I do not want them to be browsed by deer. So let's get this. So just a real simple, it's a real just simple little way to protect the deer. The reason why you're saying, well, how's this protecting deer? If they browse the top of this tree, it's not that big of a deal, you know, crunch, 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 crunch. But the root system and right at the bottom, that's where the main part of the tree is getting all of its good stuff in the soil, and I don't want that to get destroyed. So here's where some future garden plots are going to be. We're going to be running one up the hill here. We're going to be running one up the hill here. And we're doing some here. So I'm pretty sure that beehive is gone. So, hey JJ, welcome, glad to see you here. So, and then right here you guys can see the plots that are in place. Again, some of you might be wondering, why are you using old hay? What the hay is you get the hay down there. It's a cover crop. It kills down all the weeds. In the spring, as soon as I'm ready, I'll be able to just pull some of this back and plant the seeds or the seedlings right smack into the dirt and be ready to go. So this is the latest one. I thought just to shake it up a little bit to make it interesting. Instead of having everything go in the same direction, just because I kind of like things to be different, I'm putting, this is the next one. This is the next garden plot I'm putting in. So right now I just, that's mowed down very nicely, and I just have the hay, the leftover hay. So you guys can see, so ultimately the just-in-time garden is what this is called. You'll have all the fruit trees up there. You'll walk through the fruit forest. You'll get to and then we have the little paths here, and then the paths up there, and then we'll put some more fruit trees up here, and then that leads to the nice hay field. And then right there, past that white thing, that is ultimately the greenhouse is going to go there, and when we get interns, the intern building is going to go right there. So, and the idea is I'm going to be working this for a while, getting this all up and functional, and at some particular point, in the near future, at some particular point, this will be the gardens. This will be the just-in-time garden, the market garden that the interns will use, so that if they want to try different projects, if they want to learn different techniques, and then they'll be able to use this garden area to make some extra money while they intern here. So, but right now I'm working on getting it. I want to get it all worked out in place, functioning the way I want it to function, and good to go. So we're gonna walk down here. I want to show you guys. You guys know where the elderberries grow, and my elderberry patch, which is that strip that runs right through the center of the field. But I also want to show you this because I think some of you have not seen how this used to be part. Many years ago, this used to be part of the water, and actually water still runs underground under all of that, but when it's very wet like it is today, I want you guys to see why the elderberries do so well in here, and why this is a little interesting thing. Again, it's working. I didn't purposely plant any of these elderberries here, but over years of having this as a hayfield, I always noticed that the tractors, when they would come down in here, would get stuck. And then one year we let the entire field go feral. What that is, just not cutting anything, to help add everything die back and add the fertilizer back into it. And after that year, I started noticing that the elderberries were starting to grow up in this ditch area that we're going to walk down in. And so I started roping it off, and then I started paying more attention to how the water flow was going, until I noticed that it is absolutely a seasonal pond. So a lot of people in these parts would try to fill this in with dirt, and they would try to make this so that this didn't hold water. But there's actually a lot of benefits for this holding water. So you guys can see, you might think, oh no, the elderberries are completely buried in water. And that's actually good for them. They actually don't mind having their feet wet for a long particular part of the year. So this water will all completely dry up, you know, when it's not wet season anymore, when it's not snow. This will all dry up. The elderberries will keep expanding. And the other cool herbs that naturally grow in here will also come in here. We also have absolutely a small patch of wetlands. And this wetlands provides a lot of great plants. The other thing that grows in here, along with the rushes, is we also have angelica. So a lot of you might not know what angelica is, but angelica is a spectacular, wonderful herb. It's most often used in absinthe or used in gin, but it also has a lot of medicinal purposes and things of that sort. But let me see if I can show you how cool, see if I can find one of the bubble up spots. I don't know if I see any at the particular moment. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any bubble up spots at the particular moment as we tromps through the wet part of here. But oh, here's one. Here's a decent bubble up spot. So because of the crayfish and the clay soil that we have, you can come here and you can see where the water is bubbling up. So you guys can see, and then there's you can gently see how that one's not bubbling up as much. And so the water bubbles up underground. So the cool thing about that is that means that it is lightly filtering this water too. So I have no problem drinking it. I would suggest most people that aren't used to drinking living water to filter it first. But that is there's a lot of water that is stored under here, and it's very cool. Oh, the sun looks pretty cool. I know I got my sunglasses on, so it's not quite as cool, but that's a pretty interesting shot. So it's looking at flat. That's looking at probably the end of Flat Top Mountain. So yeah, they weren't always here, Yam. So they've only been here for the last I would say roughly the last 7 or 8 years. But again, a lot of it is I like to let nature do its thing. I like to let nature usually knows what's best. And so while sometimes it's a good idea to help convince it to do things and help prompt it to do things faster, nature also has made a lot of good choices. And so a lot of times with permaculture, one of the things you learn is you work with nature instead of against it. And so that's one of the tactics, is trying to work with nature in this scenario. So yeah. With how much bubbling water actually today, might do it tomorrow. Tomorrow would probably be a really good day to go up to the mountain up there and collect some water. I've been meaning to go get some water from the spring, because I ran out of spring water. I try to drink, at least this time of year, I try to drink about 20% of the water I try to drink this time of year is spring water, compared to the RO filtered water that we normally drink. So I try to add that in. Here, Yam, you wanna, let me see if I can reach one of our, This is one of our bunnies who's not actually supposed to be out, but he's just snuck out. And so he kind of, it's fine because this time of year he blends in very well. And he's pretty smart. He's a pretty smart little guy, so. Just chilling out. Eating away some grass. What's up, little buddy? Okay, we're gonna head over this way. Past my beautiful tree wall. The trees are now, I think I measured most of them. They're at about 12 feet now. And they just make a, I planted just again, I want to point this out, guys. I planted every one of these trees when they were roughly about I don't know, about that size or so. I planted all of them when they were roughly about that size, and for future garden projects is an old hose. Instead of throwing away the old hose, what I can do is I can set that old hose and I can set up some poke a bunch of holes in it and set up some really nice irrigation. So that'll be to have some extra irrigation and just showing all the different ways to use the products that we have instead of just let it go to the wayside. Okay, guys, well, I think I'm going to head back in now. I've got quite a bit of things I need to get done. So I'm going to go do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fun adventure. We'll be doing it again rather soon. We'll be doing some more educational videos and such. By the way, guys, again, !Discord. If you want to join our Discord, again, usually always people on there. We talk a little bit about everything. Everyone's welcome. All opinions, all wakes of life, all everything. So we just, trying to the best way. It's not a, the thing is it's not a left versus right, an us versus them. It's just an us being awesome to each other and is friendly and great and all the other kind of stuff. That's kind of the goal. So well, anyways, guys, I think I am off. So again, thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys on Discord or see you guys around next time. It's Doc. Till tomorrow. Adios.